So the halftime show, you did not watch none of this. This is what I'm saying. I'm just pulling you in a little bit.
I want to be pulled in. It's boring.
Kendrick Lamar, he's a rapper. You don't listen to rap music. He performed during the halftime show, right? And I enjoyed it. But what was surprising to me, and I'm about to put you on the spot in a second, but let me just share this. What was surprising to me was Samuel L. Jackson played Uncle Sam during the opening of the halftime performance. He's supposed to be Uncle Sam. And you have a story about Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm not going to tell it because he's a nice guy, but it's not him being gay or anything like that. That's got nothing to do with it. But it's his stuff, and he keeps it private. So
it's nothing private. It was a joke. It was a funny story.
Yeah, but I'm not going to
friends with him, and anybody could get it. We talk about any and everybody.
Tell it because I respect him for what he does. He's not one of the punks out in Hollywood, but you know.
But he's the other.
What?
But he was acting other, not gay, but
You're talking about Django and the Butler?
Yes.
He does that kind of thing every now and then, so that's on his conscience.
So can we tell the story?
No, I'm not.
You act like it's some big thing.
I'm not going to tell the story. I don't count him an enemy. If he became an enemy, I'd tell the story.
You talk about people who are not your enemy.
Yeah, they're enemies because they support something I detest and despise. Negritude on the plantation.
Well, that's true because Tina Turner, Al Green, Nikki Giovanni.
Nikki Giovanni was talking about breaking up the family, the traditional nuclear family. She said many occasions I heard her even jumped her stuff about it at a BSU meeting years ago. She said the traditional nuclear family is a form of slavery. I didn't like Tina for the way she acted and how they sat there and somebody that Ike, for whatever they say in the movie land, we knew him from when I grew up in South Central LA. He was always going down in the hood, encouraging the young brothers to stay straight and keep your heads on right and do the right thing. So we liked him. Mm-hmm. We liked Tina. And who was the other one we talked about? You just mentioned. I think you mentioned
Al Green.
Al Green's a punk. He's got a problem.
Because he owed you money.
He owes me $5,000.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into
that. I saw him. He turned around and run at Memphis Airport. He's too fat to do that now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Sticking on the Super Bowl, right? Again, I enjoyed it.
Stole $5,000 of my money and coked it up.
Yes, we know.
That's what I don't like about him.
Well, going back to the Super Bowl, every Super Bowl now, they do play the national anthem, and people call it the Black National Anthem. But it was written by a black man, but he was writing it for all of America. However,
what national anthem are we talking about?
The Black National Anthem.
What is that?
How it go? I forgot how it go.
What's the name of it?
The Black National Anthem.
Never heard of it.
Yes, you have.
What is it?
Wait 1 second. Let me pull up the lyrics so I can sing it. Oh, lift every voice and sing.
It's a begging song. Everybody else in the world's national anthem is.
You don't even know the song.
Great song. I know the song. I've heard it for the last 70 years. And it ain't gotten anybody anywhere.
But the black man that wrote it, he wasn't writing it for black people to be begging. He was writing it for all Americans.
Yeah, we need another national anthem. The national anthem is sung to an old English drinking song, the
Which
Star Spangled Banner.
the one we have now.
Yeah, and let me tell you about it. It was only adopted in the 20th century. It's not old. It was written by Francis Scott Key while he was watching bombardment of an American fort during the
Wasn't he a slave owner?
Well, yeah, he was. And part of the third stanza talks about putting slaves in their grave who would rise in rebellion. And the thing of it is that they picked an old English drinking song for the music. And the thing about the drinking song is people would be in a pub or an inn and they'd be getting drunk. And it's a dull tune. And the idea was to see how drunk you could get and still sing the song. But in the 20th century, we put late 19th century, almost 100 years after, 80 years after it was written, we decided to pick the music to an English pub drinking song, which was designed to be just like it was, so you could see how drunk you could get before you couldn't sing it anymore. And nobody can sing that who's not a professional singer.
Well, true, but okay, so lift every voice and sing. So this is the Black National Anthem.
Goddamn much anyway.
Till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. That's an American. That's for America.
It's crap. The rest of the national anthems in the world are about somebody fighting.
It's about fighting and winning.
Or you got something like that where it makes the troops pick up their heels and march more vigorously, and you feel like fighting. It's like what happens at a football game when the band kicks in and the team gets a little extra boost of spirit. We have a national anthem that's very difficult to sing. It's to an English drinking song.
How many times you already said that?
And this thing we have right here is some Negro hope. Dark past has taught us, and okay, fine, come up with something that's going to inspire you to do something. That doesn't do anything.
It's about a victory being won.
Well, yeah, but are they talking about fighting for the victory? No.
Yeah.
They're talking in the Star Spangled Banner. What Key is talking about is there's a battle going on, and the English are trying to take this fort. He's in the unique position of being an American on board an English warship trying to negotiate the release of prisoners of war. So,
let me read the second part of the letter.
It does not disappear in the face of the bombardment where the mortar rounds are coming in and exploding. The rockets are being launched in to explode inside the fort. And
let me read the other part of the. All right, let me read the other part of Lifted. It says, "Stony the road we strode, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers died? We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come." Treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might lead us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we meet thee. Lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
I memorized the words. It's a good
I
song.
think it's a beautiful song.
It's a good song for Negroes.
No, I think it's a good song for Americans.
Fine, not this one.
So I wanted to play this clip of this guy. Let me pull this back so I could catch his name. Armstrong Williams. He owns a radio station. I think it's called The Sun down in DC. And he had similar words like yours regarding the Black National Anthem. So that's why I played him.
Yet again, the National Football League has decided to desecrate the sacred American sport of football, a sport that has united Americans for decades by playing the divisive Negro National Anthem before the game. Now look, I certainly have no problem with there being a Black American National Anthem, but there's a time and place for everything, and the Super Bowl is not the time nor the place. We don't play the Asian American National Anthem, the Muslim American National Anthem, the Indian American National Anthem, the Native American National Anthem. What has caused us to play favorites with certain Americans over every other race during the Super Bowl? What is it? The point is, the moment you start playing favorites, you inevitably exclude everyone else, everyone. And you start controversy, which we don't need in sports. It's a place for us to heal and unite, not to divide. This is why we shouldn't play favorites at all. It's why we should sing only the United States National Anthem, an anthem made for all Americans that includes everybody, regardless of race, color, or creed, because that is what people don't seem to understand. Yes, America has had a marred past with racial injustice, just as every other country has. But our national anthem has always stood for one thing and one thing only. Not white Americans, not black Americans, but Americans. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, the national anthem is your anthem. And when that beautiful song is sung, it's sung for every American, everywhere. I'm Armstrong Williams, live from Super.
He's got a point, but it's not mine. And as far as it goes, I don't like that national anthem, but I respect it because it is the national anthem that reflects where I live. But that Negro anthem is Negro, that ain't mine either. And as far as what he's talking about, the third stanza of the Star Spangled Banner is one of the most racist things you can talk about. It is filled with references to putting Negro slaves in their graves who would dare to rise up against their rightful condition of being slaves. So it's not a pleasant thing if you really investigate it. Mm-hmm. Now, it is what it is. So the other country that's got a rather sorry national anthem is Great Britain, that long funeral dirge that they have, God Save the King. So, I mean, you know, it's a matter of taste. So it is what it is. Everything, nothing's perfect.
Mm-hmm. So one last thing, right? And again, this conversation talking about the Super Bowl specifically is mainly for the audience because, first of all, you do not listen to hip. Do you listen to any type of rap?
No, I've listened to it.
Have you ever?
It bores the hell out of me because it's about 45 years old and that's too long in this culture for music to be staying on top. It's like if I were that age now, I'd be listening to what my parents listened to when they were 20 years old and I'd be 20. That's ridiculous. We've got the same music being played and folks 70 years old, 65 years old dancing to it that the 18-year-olds are dancing.
I want to ask you, have you ever watched any Super Bowl halftime performance?
Yeah, they're pathetic.
So you never like, it's not one Super Bowl halftime performance you could say you enjoyed.
Even the commercials used to be entertaining 30 years ago. Now they're designed for 9-year-old, 8-year-old kids.
What about the performances from 30 years ago? Whether it was Michael Jackson?
It wasn't about halftime performance because it was a football game, not family entertainment. Now they made it family entertainment, and they have G-rated halftime shows, which are incredibly boring.
Mm-hmm.
And the acoustics are bad in most stadiums. So the music, the sound effects, the whole thing sounds messed up. The performances, they have to tailor them because, speaking Taylor Swift, but what about, let us not forget how hypocritical it's been. Remember when they had the wardrobe malfunction with Janet Jackson and everybody went heebie-jeebie, panicked and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have at the Lakers playoff game, you got ugly looking Lizzo with her fat hippo behind, oiled down in a black thigh length t-shirt with the butt cut out and that bare piece of flab bouncing around for 3 to 4 minutes in front of children all over the nation while they're watching the Lakers in a playoff. Yeah. They used to have interesting commercials. People used to look forward to the innovative commercials. Now they're dull and boring, and they get the kids voting in, and the 9-year-olds, the 8-year-olds vote in a Snoopy something in the Macy's Day Parade in New York, which is incredibly boring.
Mm-hmm.
So why watch it?